Everyone tells you outbound doesn't scale, but that's dead wrong. We use clay.com to create hyper-personalized cold outreach at scale. And it's not just working, it's changing everything. This isn't about gimmicks or spam blasts. This is real data-enriched humanized outreach set automatically, but feels personal. Before Clay, we were juggling a dozen tools just to get a campaign live. Data scraping in one tab, email in another, personalization in a doc somewhere else. It was slow, messy, and full of human error. Even worse, response rates were painfully low. Our outreach lacked relevance, and no one bites on generic anymore. Personalization was the goal, but scalability always felt like the trade-off. That's where Clay flipped the game. Clay gave us a centralized system where we could pull data from hundreds of sources, enrich it in real time, and auto-personalize every message without lifting a finger. Think ZoomInfo meets Zapier meets GPT wrapped in one. It lets us treat 1,000 leads like they were handpicked VIPs. Hey, I'm Bob from RepSync. We help B2B companies fix broken outbound by building AI-powered systems that enrich CRM data, define dynamic ICPs, and launch personalized campaigns that actually convert. Not to mention, I give out tons of free info on AI trends and processes leading companies are using in the industry, so you can stay ahead of the competition. The link is below. Click on it to get on my list. Now, here's what most people miss. Personalization isn't just about dropping the first name or company name. That's surface level. Real personalization is context, referencing their latest podcast, a quote from their CEO, or a hiring signal that shows they're growing. Clay lets you scrape and embed all of this dynamically and at scale. That's the magic. We layered in buying signals as well. Recent funding, job posts, tech stack changes, all pulled directly into the CRM and sequenced with precision. So we weren't just reaching out to prospects. We were hitting them at the exact moment they were most likely to care. This is the difference between the 1% reply rate and the 5% reply rate. Now you might be saying, cool, but that sounds complicated. It's not. Once the flows were built, the outreach ran itself. Every email dynamically adjusted for the industry, person, pain point, and even tone. A CFO got a different message than the head of growth. That's where most outbound dies. Sending the same email to everyone and praying it lands. Clay kills that problem dead. It isn't just about cool tech. It solves real business headaches. Our clients were burning hours every week chasing cold leads. With our Clay setup, their teams now spend 80% less time prospecting and 3x more time closing. That's the shift that moves revenue. Before this, personalization felt like a bottleneck. You had to choose volume or relevance. With Clay, we stopped choosing. We now run outbound at scale with context that makes it feel handwritten. And here's the kicker. It's all synced to the CRM, scored with AI, and ready for reps to engage. No more disjointed tools, no more static lists, just fluid, intelligent outreach that actually converts. Let's talk transformation. Before Clay, a campaign took 2 weeks to build and has a less than 1% reply rate. Now, we set up campaigns in hours with reply rates consistently hitting 2 to 5%. That's not incremental, that's exponential. And it's not because we found a new hack. It's because we finally started respecting the buyer's time and context. Your prospects are flooded with outreach. The only way through is relevance. Clay gives you that. But more importantly, it gives you leverage. Every rep becomes a team. Every campaign becomes a growth engine. And now, your outbound suddenly becomes an asset, not a cost center. At RepSync, we don't just talk about Clay, we build with it. We integrate it into your tech stack, enrich your CRM, score your leads, and deploy outbound through omni-channel that feels human and relevant at scale. And we do the same thing ourselves at RepSync. We've helped B2B companies go from ghosted inboxes to book calls using this exact model. But don't get it twisted. This isn't about the tool, it's about the system. Clay just happens to be the engine. The fuel is your data. The roadmap is your strategy, and the driver, that's us. We architect the entire flow so you're not just sending more emails, you're sending better ones to the right people at the right time. If you're still building lists manually or blasting templates, you're wasting time. Your team is working hard, but not smart. And in this market, smart wins every time. That's why we build systems, not just sequences. So here's the takeaway. Clay isn't just a shiny object. It's the infrastructure that lets you scale outbound without becoming generic. And when you combine it with real strategy and deep CRM enrichment, that's when it becomes unstoppable. That's what we do at RepSync. And that's what you could be doing too. If this made you rethink your entire outbound strategy, good. That was the goal. Because the old way, it's broken. But the new way, it works and it scales and it books meetings. If you want to see exactly how we set this up, let me show you in real time. There's a link below to reserve your spot on my calendar, where I'll help you identify your company's gaps and exactly how we solve it. We'll talk soon.